What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Okay, so right now we're gonna go over laziness, the silent injustice. So, the purpose of these videos, right? Creating your own luck, becoming laziness, this is all part of the principles of self improvement, right? Right here, principles of self improvement, right? So, there's a lot of young men out there, there's a lot of young women out there that might feel lost, that might feel like they have no direction in life. So these teachings can help them, can help you guys, right? It can even help adults too. And, that struggle with improving themselves. Because a lot of us have, goals and dreams, wants and desires, right? But we don't know how to implement our plans. We don't know how to focus our plans or create plans in order to actually improve ourselves, right? Whether it could be improving our health, whether it can be improving our intelligence, whether it improving our positions in life, whatever it is, self-improvement is a must, right? Because you don't want to age and decay horribly, right? You want to age and you want to age in a healthful, prosperous manner, right? In a successful, prosperous manner, right? And laziness right here is a huge problem for everybody. A lot of people have that problem, and it's hard for them to, you know, switch that gear. It's very difficult, right? I know for me, it's difficult for me, right? So this is why I have in order to combat it, um, I put myself on a schedule, right? I force myself to be on a schedule, right? This is exactly why I was able to write this immense book, because every day I was writing, every day I was writing, every day I had a goal, right? I had this board behind me, where I could write, all my thoughts, get it down, right? Flesh my ideas out, and then begin the writing process so I could actually write this book, right? So I call it the silent injustice, laziness. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Laziness is one of those vices people think is not that severe, but it is. It's extremely severe, you know? So let's begin. If you do nothing, you get nothing. Life is not unfair to you. You are unfair to yourself. By never trying, giving up too easily, and refusing to strive for your best, you commit an act of deep injustice, not to society, not to others, but yourself. All the potential you hold remains dormant, like an unmined treasure. Worse, you throw it away as though it were worthless. This is not just a failure of action, but it is a failure of self-love. To allow your gifts to wither is to reject the very essence of who you are. Laziness is not merely inactivity, it is the conscious neglect of the tools and talents at your disposal. You have feet, but you do not walk. You have hands, but do not create or touch the world around you. You have eyes, but refuse to see the beauty and opportunities that life offers. You have a brain, a miraculous tool capable of innovation, problem solving, and wonder. Yet you refuse to think deeply and act decisively. You possess an able body, a vessel designed for movement and progress, yet you choose to remain stagnant. The tragedy of laziness becomes even more glaring when contrasted with the courage and determination of those who are disabled. There are individuals who, despite significant physical or mental challenges, exhibit extraordinary discipline, drive, and passion. They achieve heights that many able-bodied individuals never even attempt to reach. Their stories are not just inspiring, they are a mirror reflecting the shame of those who, with every advantage, squander their potential. Their accomplishments are truly remarkable and undeniably impressive, not because they are exceptions, but because they remind us that greatness is often born not from ease, but from willpower. To live lazily is to live in a state of quiet self-betrayal. Laziness is not just the lack of productivity. It is the deliberate abandonment of the sacred duty of honor one's own abilities. It is the rejection of growth, the denial of life force within you that urges you to strive, to explore, to achieve. It is at its core a profound act of self-disrespect. So, I know I've said a lot, but let's break it down. Everybody has talents. Everybody has talents. Some people just don't know they have talents, right? They say they're not talented because they think talent is only in the domain of artistic expression or athletic ability. But no, talent can also be academic. So you have people who are talented academically. Like some people, they just know math. Some people are linguistic wizards, right? They're like blacks. They're like wordsmiths. They just like put words together very poetically, very elegantly, right? There are some people that are gifted scientifically. Certain principles just come to them, and they understand the mechanics of life. So talent is everywhere. You're either born with talent or you develop talent, right? This is what I want everybody to understand. That everybody is talented. If you're not born with talent, then whatever comes naturally to you, whatever you can do that's naturally easy for you to do, that can be your talent. Or maybe it's not your talent. Maybe it's just something you like to do, but it's it comes easy to you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you like it, that you enjoy it, that is your passion, right? So the process of self-discovery, right? To know yourself, right? I have a whole series on know yourself, right? Understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, right? Your likes and your dislikes. Use that knowledge of yourself in order to propel and create your future, right? If you may be good at helping others, that could be a talent too. There's doctors and nurses out there, teachers out there, right? Whatever talent comes in all shapes, all sizes, in every field, right? This is why we have so many different professions. Driving could be a talent. Look at these NASCAR drivers. Drivers could be a talent, right? Driving can be a talent, right? Creating microphones could be a talent because that takes a lot of ingenuity, right? Audio technicians, right? All of these things can be talents. It's just we don't think of them as talents because our minds are so confined to think, oh, talent is only singing, dancing, painting. No, talent comes everywhere, right? So laziness is not fulfilling your talent, not expanding and growing your talents, right? It's an injustice against yourself because every single day passes. Every single day you do nothing, right? And I don't know your triggers, right? I don't know what I can say or what I can do to light that fire within you in order for you to start moving. You have to find that yourself, right? Like, what would be that motivating spark that forces you to move, right? Is it you don't want to be in poverty? Is that the trigger that you need to hear? Is it that you're going to waste your potential, right? Your dreams will die, right? Is that the trigger? I don't know. Is the trigger you have a family to take care of, so you have to get up, right? That could be another motivating trigger, right? It could be don't let yourself down. Don't disappoint yourself, right? Fight for your dreams. Fight for what you actually truly want, right? That could be another trigger. I don't know what those triggers are. Maybe it's a death in the family, right? Maybe a loved one of yours passed away, and now you realize I'm all by myself and I have no one to depend on, so therefore I have to move, right? I have to work. So whatever these triggers are, find it. Whatever your motivating spark is, find it, right? Because think of it like this. Think of talent like this, right? What if you planted in an apple tree, right? You planted the apple tree and that tree never produced apples, right? Think of it like that. Now, when you examine the tree, you might be confused, like, hey, this tree is supposed to produce apples. Why is it not producing apples? See? So it's kind of, you feel kind of betrayed in a sense because you've planted the seed, right? Photosynthesis happened, the tree grew, but all of a sudden the tree doesn't produce what it's supposed to produce. What happens now, right? The tree can, you're probably going to be angry, you're probably going to be upset, right? You probably might cut down the tree. You probably might hack it down because it's no longer useful. Or what happens is you overlook that tree and you focus on another tree that actually does produce apples. You see? So there's two scenarios. Either the gardener, you, right? You get so upset that you actually destroy the tree because the tree does not produce the proper fruits, right? Or, right, you overlook that tree altogether and you focus on another tree. That's what happens to you. If you're that tree and you don't produce your talents, you don't showcase your talents, what happened is people will discard you. People will overlook you. People won't even acknowledge you because you're not even putting yourself in the position to shine, right? You're not giving yourself a fighting chance to actually showcase what you got, right? Or what's even worse, you end up dying not producing anything. That's even worse, right? You end up dying and you don't have nothing to give others. Fruits is supposed to be made to be shared and eaten, right? And visible for other people to use. You see? Now that tree is useless. You see? That's the thing. You live in a community. You live in a city. You live in an environment where your talents is supposed to be at service to other people. This is why we exist, right? This is why we have talents. This is why we have communities. We are constantly at service to each other, right? The professions that we have, they're all jobs of service, right? Teachers, they service students. Doctors, they service their patients, right? The news, they service their audience, right? They tell them current events, what's going on in the world. Every profession is at service to other people because we make ourselves useful, right? But now think about it. If you don't have it, if you don't cultivate your talents, you hide it, you don't use it, you don't make it grow, like similar like the tree that was supposed to grow apples, but does it grow apples, right? Now that tree is useless, useless, right? Or guess what? It will be used for something else that is not intended to be used as. You see, that's what's crucial. Is you, when you don't use your talents, you become useless. You don't become good to anybody, right? You can't serve other people. And what happens is when you don't use your talents, right? And time and life becomes extremely real when life comes knocking and it hits hard, right? You're going to be forced to do things that you don't want to do, right? You're going to be forced to do things. You're going to you're going to live with regret, right? You may have sorrow. You may have deep shame or regret because you're like, damn, I wasted my time. Damn, I had all this skill and I could have used it, but I didn't because of the procrastination, because of the laziness, because of the, because of all the delays, you see? So use your talent, become useful to others, right? Singers, they're useful because they sing to their audience. They tell their audience messages in order how to cope with life. You see, everything we do is for service of others. And that's the beauty of the talent itself, right? Loving yourself means more than indulging in comfort or avoiding pain. It means demanding more from yourself because you recognize your worth. It means walking when you can, even if the step is steep or even when the path is steep. It means thinking deeply, even when the answers are not immediately clear. It means using your hands to create, to build, to contribute. Life demands effort, and that effort is the price we pay for purpose and fulfillment. Every opportunity in life comes with a price. The risk of failure, the discomfort of hard work, and the sacrifice of time and energy. But refusing to try is the ultimate loss. When you do nothing, you miss not just the chance of success, but also the lessons, the growth, the strength that come from trying. Now, this is the beautiful part, right? I'm going to read that again. But refusing to try is the ultimate loss. When you do nothing, you miss not just the chance of success, but also the lessons, the growth, strength that comes from trying. There are many people that are talented, right? They never try at all. And this is the crucial part. Sometimes we may fail in life, but the lessons of that failure, the lessons of those setbacks, the lessons of trying creates new opportunities. This is the thing. We may want a certain goal and we may not reach it, but there may be other opportunities in the way that can still provide success for us. Because we've gained the knowledge, we've gained the skills, right? We've tried, we've put ourselves in the best position in order to succeed. And even though our specific desires is not met, at least we can come very close to it, right? You probably wanted a specific job, right? But then the skills and the journey it took to reach that goal, maybe we got another opportunity, another job that's pretty good. It's not the best one that we wanted, but it's pretty good, right? But if we never tried, we would have never gotten that pretty good. we would have gotten nothing. You see? So this is what, trying does, right? Because it gives us the experience and it provides us opportunity, right? There's many people that come in second place, right? And because they come in second place, they still have golden opportunities, probably even more opportunities than the person that comes in first place. They probably have more experiences, and they've gone further in life than the person that comes in first place, right? Because many things happens in life, right? It's not always the person that comes in the first place that gets all the opportunities as well, right? So think about it like that too. Think about it like that. You see? So now, and that happened many times. I think it was if I'm not mistaken, it was like a American Idol, right? When American Idol, there's singers that came in second place, probably even third place, that are doing a lot better than people that came in first place. You don't even hear or know what's going on with people that came in first place in these competitions, but you see the people that came in second place because they've gotten more and different opportunities. You see? So this is the beauty of trying. That's the beauty of trying, because it brings you places that you've never ever experienced, right? It's brought you new opportunities that was not available to you. You see? That's the beauty of trying, right? Now, it says, when you do nothing, you miss not just the chance of success, but also the lessons, the growth, and strength that come from trying. You forfeit the joy of proving to yourself that you are capable and rob yourself of the satisfaction of progress, however small it may be. I don't know what will awaken your spirit to act. Only you can arrive at that answer for yourself. I may not have the right words to motivate you. I may not be the catalyst that sets your soul aflame. But I hope it's not too late. I hope you still have enough time left on earth to rise, to act, and to become what you were meant to be. Because something needs to be done, and only you can do it. You were not given breath to be idle. You were not given breath to build, right? Sorry. You were not given breath to be idle. You were given breath to build, to become, and to live. The lesson is simple yet profound. If you don't use what you have, you forfeit the right to complain about what you lack. Understand that. If you don't use what you have, you forfeit the right to complain about what you lack. You cannot complain you don't have certain things if you've never tried to get these things, right? You can't complain at all if you've never tried, if you never did anything. Life rewards those who move, who try, who risk failure, but persist regardless. To waste your potential is not just a missed opportunity, it is the rejection of the very gifts that make you human. So rise, walk with your feet, create with your hands, think with your mind, see with your eyes. The world is waiting. And more importantly, you owe it to yourself to show up fully. Don't be lazy. Stop being unfair to yourself. Take action. This is justice. This is love. Right? So, remember the principles of cause and effect. Right? If you want a specific desired effect, you have to be the cause. If you want a desired output, you need the sufficient input, right? You reap what you sow. Understand that, right? I've also talked about becoming. In order to have more, you need to become more. All of these are the same things, the same principles, or different principles saying the same thing, equivalent exchange. In order to gain, right, there must be a corresponding sacrifice. For every gain, there is a sacrifice. Understand, all of these principles work hand in hand. They're saying the same thing, right? So please like this video. I hope this was informative. Don't be unfair to yourself, right? Don't be unfair to yourself. Like this video, subscribe, comment, and share this video with others.